All right. This kind of goes without being said, really, but wanted to shed a little bit more light on it. With the culture, the world that we're in today, with so much information on narcissism and stuff like that, I think it's becoming a little bit more. It's bigger than just the title narcissistic personality disorder, which it's starting to seem like a lot of parts and people in society in general have become disordered in at least in some sort of way. But one of the things people encounter is about being cordial. You know all about them. You push them away, but can you just be cordial? And I've talked about this before about where being cordial will get you, right? If you're susceptible to gaslighting, which a lot of them have used on you to get you hooked in the first place, or confused, or to have that high degree of cognitive dissonance, keeping a narcissist around will open you up to self-delusion. I'll tell you why. The moment you allow them to just say, okay, there's gonna not be anything between the two of us or whatever. I know what you are. We've had our spats, whatever. We've broken up or distance ourselves for a little while. But some of you still think that, oh, they were cool. I did get some laughs and stuff like that. Let's just be cordial moving forward. That's still a bad position to be in, because you can only be cordial with someone who was not intentionally out to take advantage of you or manipulate you or control you in that fashion, right? If you allow a predator, right, it's like, for example, it's like taking in a wild animal that's an adult that you didn't get to raise and has no familiarity with you other than, hey, you were feeding it. It's still a wild animal. At any time, that animal can snap and change on you, even if you are being cordial, even if you are being friendly, right? They're a wild animal at the end of the day. They're not domesticated. So when you have a narcissist around, people who are narcissistic, you have to understand that they are like the wild animal. They're not able to be domesticated and never will. And so to remain cordial is to keep yourself within harm's reach of the narcissist. You figure, oh, well, we can maybe just hang out here and there. And they may appear, it's like kind of like, I know a lot of you have seen like the koala bears, right? Out of Australia. Shout out to all the people that's from down under in that Australia. Or the panda bear. Those things, cute, cuddly, look like they couldn't harm anything. People go to play with them, pet them, and those things are vicious within, all right? On the outside, they don't appear that way, but they're vicious, right? That's what happens when you're allowing yourself to still hang out be comfortable, be cordial, because now you feel like, well, at least I'm able to protect my feelings because we're not in that situation before. They'll lure you to sleep again at some point with their charm, with their ability to seduce and be, they're great people pleasers. Narcissists, believe it or not, they're excellent people pleasers. That's how they get so far in a lot of what they're doing, right? It's a hot and cold mixture. Being sweet at one point, being vicious at another. Unexpectedly vicious towards you. Because you have to remember, they're bottling up and holding in all of this anger and resentment that they've been keeping inside of themselves all their lives. So when people mention about are narcissists ticking time bombs, yes, this is what they're talking about when they're talking and saying they're ticking time bombs, which makes for a very unpredictable, erratic type of person that can snap on you at any given time. And yes, the acts of narcissists are becoming more and more violent. They're evolving into more violent types of narcissists today, where that anger comes out and expresses itself sometimes in an abusive manner that goes beyond just verbal. It goes into physical. Then, the ultimate, where it can go into them taking someone's life. Right? That's why you have to beware of that type of anger and stuff that people harbor inside of themselves, because at a certain point, it's going to want to express itself on another level. And it will be unseen by you. You won't be able to forecast that. It'll just happen. And that's from keeping yourself still in, like I said, within arm's reach of these narcissistic individuals. Before even, the term narcissism was even, added in by these groups of psychologists that decided to put it in the DSM-5. All of this was considered psychopathic, which narcissists do have psychopathic tendencies within their characteristics of that disorder. Now, it's not a full-blown psychopath, but they do have, it's on a spectrum. Some are a little bit higher than others, again, which makes them dangerous. And so, if you know this, you know that you cannot afford to take any chances of being cordial, of being friendly, and just, keeping them at an arm's distance. They can close that gap relatively quick in a heartbeat. And then again, because you like that person, because you was attracted and drawn to them to even be with them in the first place, over time, with them knowing how to seduce and act and behave in a way which is able to confuse your judgment and perception of them to where you start re-idolizing them. Yeah, let's talk about that. You've allowed them to be in your circle for so long, and all of the bad things that you felt you needed to get away from and didn't want to deal with them on one particular level, you switched it up. And so you just, we're just cordial, we'll hang where we hang, and the narcissist will keep you on the radar even while they're dealing with other sources of supply. This is why they do that. And then show you a false or fictitious type of character to say, this is what you're missing out on. It was only because maybe we had, a misunderstanding, a bad timing in the connection. Maybe the timing wasn't right when we got together. And so months go by, you're not with them, and they're displaying this other character to you. And you're seeing it, and you're like, wow, they weren't like that with me. Well, this is purposeful. They're going to make sure, if you're going to see or catch them in a certain character, even if you have access to their social media, that character that you're going to witness there is the character for all the other supplies that they may have discarded or may have left them to see, hey, you were wrong, because they're not acting and behaving in that way like they were when they were with you or around you. They're not doing those things. And so at that point, you begin to question and doubt yourself and like, well, maybe I did have it wrong when I was with them. Maybe I did misjudge and, rush to judgment at least. Maybe there is a chance. Then you start to re-idolize and think about the possibilities that could be. Maybe if y'all tried it again and switched this up and switched that up, no, it's not going to work. This is all a part of that perception management, controlling and managing the perception of what you see, so that you do see them as someone or that's lovable, that's able to be loved, when in actuality a narcissist cannot be loved. So I would highly caution against being cordial with the narcissist in any type of capacity. All right. If you do, you have to always keep it in the back of your mind that is your enemy. They can be around. You can, on a need to basis, or if you have to in certain circumstances, but always remember they're against you. Anyway, that's all I have to say for this message. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. Till next time, have a good one.